Okay, I'm here. How is everybody today? I hope everybody's doing good. Who is it that said that they're expecting a grandbaby? Is it Lise? I didn't read the whole chat, but congratulations. It's always good news. Hey, Chrissy. I didn't play Jeepers Creepers. I forgot. Good morning, Blue Bonnets. Pamela, Lee Marie, Feisty Redhead, World Peace, Grandma D, Summer, Kitty Cat Mom 1. All right, so I want to do what I didn't get to do yesterday. It kind of worked out well because too much Jody Sue in one day is not always a good thing. And then, so AB, he went live and he remastered like the whole interview with Chris and Jody, and he did the sound and everything. Do you guys know where to find that? Let me get the link for you. And I'll put that in the chat. So if you, let me see, this was from yesterday. I wonder if he'll put out one whole piece. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. But this is his live from yesterday. If you didn't get to see it, he does great commentary. You should. It's worth listen. Jody and Chris interview. Hey, Chiquita. Let's see. There it is. Hey, Bridget, Nana, Flip Flop, Wait What? Good morning. Sweet Tea, good morning. So he did that, and then I went on shares last night, which was nice. If you didn't get to see that, make sure you check that out too. Will somebody grab that link to shares live from last night? We actually talked about Tim Mullen quite a bit, which was interesting. And I never knew that he created music, so that was new to me. Hey, Angie, baby. Beans, did I say hi to you? Kit Brinch. Oh, you know what I need to do? Let me go into my YouTube studio so I don't think this was done yet. Let me just put my subscribers only mode on for trolls. Not that I think we'll get any, but I want to go over this. All right, so I have a 9-minute clip and a 12-minute clip. Oh, also, T-Spiracy dropped another video, and I did not finish watching all of it, but it was really good. I actually got a phone call when I was in the middle of watching it and got completely sidetracked, and I just remembered now. So check that out if you haven't. She's like really getting into this, so I'm excited about that. I hope she does more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the direction of the scream, and then I'm going to go over Jody talking about how Don, Andy, and the police all arrived at the same time. Okay? So I'll go over that and just point out what I think is sus. Hold on. I don't know why this is taking forever. Hold on 1 minute. And as you can tell, Jody isn't talking about anything that everyone else is talking about. She's only talking about bullshit that doesn't matter, deflecting from all of the important things. It's what she does best. You know, I find it to be extremely insulting and rude. I really do. I'm being honest. I think it's extremely insulting and rude after how kind people were to her. She has the nerve to ignore all of the important things that have to do with Summer. I think that's heinous. Just her behavior in itself. She's ungrateful, truly, to all the people who supported her. Because many did. And I'm sorry to those who did. It's very strange. Justice for Summer, yeah. Hey, Dream Big. Donnie, you liked the live last night? I hope you fire Crystal as Jody. Oh yeah, I heard that part. So she's like, who did she name? She named me, Cher, AB, a bunch of people. Benny, I don't know if Scott was in there. There were so many people that she named. And said fire Crystal. First of all, Crystal got her triggered like I've never seen before, but it's a perfect excuse to be focused on anything but Summer. That's what bothers me. Do you think Jody really gives a shit about those messages? She doesn't. She doesn't care. She's not that bent up about it. I really don't think so. She was freaking out yesterday. I clicked on her. She was the loudest she'd ever been. She was yelling and everything. Fake outrage, so she doesn't have to pay attention to what's going on all around her. Crystal's crime time. She was so triggered. It was crazy. I was like, what the hell? She just started talking to her. Like, what do you expect? You guys were not even friends. Like, Crystal did not like you. But I don't know. I don't know what their relationship is or what. It is, right, Bridget? So, I mean, it's just so rude the way that she treats people now. Totally agree with you, Tiffany. You were very kind and patient with her. Didn't deserve her verbal diarrhea. Yeah, well, it's not even so much, it doesn't bother me. I don't really care, Hey, Andy Cruz. What you doing? Hey, Paula Hour. All right, so I'm going to get into this that way. I'm not here forever. I want to kind of try to keep these short as possible. Oh, I will drop the link. Hold on a minute. I said I would drop the link to the panel today. So if anybody wants to come up, not to derail me, but if anybody wants to talk about anything, they can. I'll drop this. And then I guess I'll pin it. What did I have pinned here already? Oh, what I'm playing. Hold on. Here's about that. So here's a link to my panel. I wouldn't mind some company, truly, but it's all good either way. Once I get talking anyhow. Before I start my stream, hold on. No mic was needed last night. I got all the clips. She started working with Crystal a month ago. And yeah, so she started working with Crystal so it seemed like everything kind of flipped real quick, right? So you had this almost like Crystal let down her wall, right, with Jody in one way or another. And she's like, all right, you know what? I do believe you, Jody Sue. I think that, this, and this is suspect. Now, I have no problem, and I don't know what she's been doing as of late, but all of these things are relevant, right? All of them are relevant, but what is most important, to me, the fundraiser shit, that's with the court. Let them take care of it. I could not care less. Let them take care of it. Let them handle it. That's going into legal procedures. Just let it be. Then you've got the element of people on YouTube. Now, Jody's on this kick that people on YouTube, she's even gone as far to insinuate that a group of people on YouTube has Summer. So this is what I'm saying. Like, focus on what's really important, because all of these things that Jody's going off about, while in some ways little parts do matter, it's not that big of a deal. Actually, I think that what we're dealing with Jody would trump whatever she's got going on in her inbox, because I'm not concerned with what I said to Jody in November or October or January, or what Crystal said yesterday. I don't care. Do you remember when Jody used to bitch about all the drama channels and everything and how she can't stand drama? No, I'm not trying to do drama. I'm trying to talk about the important things. So Jody is a drama channel. She has a world of drama going on over there in her little box. And I'm not trying to get down like that right now. I'm trying to actually get to the bottom of her fucking lies. So, okay, Cher, go ahead. Enjoy. Don't rush. Oh my God. Have a nice time at Walmart. I have not been to Walmart and well, I lie. I sat in the parking lot, but I didn't go in. I haven't been in Walmart in like forever, I feel. You want to know why? Because Walmart is like on the other end of town, and I just like sharp all the markets, and like I'll shop at the grocery store and I'll go to little stores and stuff like that. I've kind of abandoned Walmart, I feel. But she is 100% a drama channel. Agree. Her own drama, her bullshit. I gotta get, oh, you gotta get a pillow for the bike. Be careful on that bike, Cher. I thought it was so cute, right? I was listening to Cher yesterday and I thought it was really sweet. Someone asked Cher, aren't you scared to get on the bike or whatever because she rides with her husband? And she said, well, no, because I trust him. And that's what the trick is, right? You have to trust who's driving you. But it was so sweet the way she said it. I thought it was like a cute little moment for Cher. I wonder if Mr. Cher heard her say that. It was sweet. Yeah, you gotta be careful on those bikes. But anyway, what was I saying? I don't even remember. I started talking about Walmart. You spend way too much time. Yeah, if I go to Walmart, I'll spend like $300 easy. I have to stay out of there. Like in one trip. So all right, hold on. So yeah, you're welcome to anybody can come up. I don't care who it is. It's fine. As long as you're here for the right reason. Hey, Alexis. Walmart makes you anxious. I'll never get out of there. I'll stay in there for hours. And I want everything. So yeah, no, I've been trying to be good about just going and getting like what I need because I have a big problem with like buying things I really don't need. You know? Target, yeah. Well, my Target's like 25 minutes away, Tibori. So unfortunately, I did go to Target the other day though. I have to get on the highway to go to Target. All right, hold on. Sharon Tiffany, it was a great live. I'm part of the replay crew. Great conversation. Bonus was Tim's bangers. Oh my gosh, she had me dying. Did you hear her singing all of Tim's songs? Oh shit, that was funny. Good morning, Sharon. All right, let's start playing this. So this is the direction of the screen. Now I was going to bring up Google Maps, but I'm going to wait a second because I would love to open up the map. I just don't know if my sound will be good when I open it. And if it's not, then I won't be able to do it. I really do need to get a new laptop because my camera is not working right on it. Anyhow, yeah, it was a good stream, Bridget. Good vibes, it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those footprints are all the way west in that main road.
Right.
Way far down there and behind ridge lines.
Oh my God, she could be anywhere. Like she could just be
This
anywhere.
is-
Look at
yeah.
crazy.
So as you can see, it would make no sense. Even though Candace is now trying to play like, oh, there's a footprint on dirty shoes. Think about that real hard. Somebody would have to climb our bank and heal it.
So now I don't remember this, but Candace said that there were footprints on Jody's property. Do you guys remember that? And do you remember where she said it? And does anybody have the clip of Candace saying that there were footprints on Jody's, or did she say that to someone else? Like, did she say it in private? Does anybody know? Because I'm shorting out on that. Hey, Delene. Marie Davis, when I open, I don't think the footprints were ever verified to be Summers. No, they were never verified to be Summers. And the footprints really actually, so this live stream that I'm playing was called The Footprints. And what was it? If I go to this live that something I believe happened. Jody only showed up when she got triggered about something. So when I go back and I watch these and she says, hey, can I come up? There's a reason why. And it could all be self-preservation or whatever she's got going on over there. That stands out to me. Cracking cases. Kit was cracking. Candace told Kraken, or Gordon did a rare interview with Candace. Yeah, Alexis C. Speaking of that, I'll wait to even like bring that up because someone else brought it to my attention, and I don't know if they're going to talk about it. But I got a link yesterday, and I was listening to something Candace said to Per Garden, and it was like I was watching with a completely different lens. It was so weird. Hey, Jax. She's led by the neighbor's window, so by Jody Sue's window, I think, but that was unfounded too, and only one footprint. How does that happen? Yeah, Cher. How does one footprint happen? So people are like, oh, maybe someone grabbed her on a horse and she was falling off and one of her feet. No, no, no. That did not happen. Like, I don't even know where some of these people come up with this stuff. Cher, the footprints always stood out to me. So bizarre. Yes, David Rader confirmed there were footprints, right? So, and then you had the neighbor who came out on Facebook very early saying that there was a footprint found on their property. And I won't say who the neighbor is, right? I don't know. Does Kraken say who the neighbor is? I don't know. I don't really watch everything. She was the neighbor with the one footprint we originally heard about. Oy vey. So, but this is the thing. What about the footprint on the other side? Never mind. Never mind. The footprints triggered Jody on this day, whatever day it was, November something. Yeah, it makes no sense. One footprint in each spot. That sounds sus to me. Like, so if it really did happen, who did that? Whose foot did you use? Like, what? One footprint? It was a male neighbor, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Did Candace say this on Per Garden? Does anyone know? Sorry to ask. I don't recall this conversation happening. I think they were Jody Sue's footprints. I heard they were adult, not small, like Summer, and Jody was walking around barefoot. What size foot is Jody? Does anybody know? She says she's 6 foot tall, so she must have big feet. I can't imagine she has small ones. Candace was speaking on what a certain vile YouTuber was directing her to say, and that's when they said, okay, so one eye open. Was that the conversation where Benny, was she on Benny's panel and they were talking about Jody, and he was going to say Jody, and then Candace said Jody effing Sue? Like, is that right? Am I remembering this correctly? I'm trying to remember. She must be 11 out of 6. I know, right? I don't know. Maybe she's like 9 or 10. Jody has a Yeti size feet. You guys, I'm dead. I needed a laugh today. I really do. I would like to keep this a bit lighthearted if possible, because my heart is sad today. Donna, hi. I'm okay. Thank you for asking. It was a male neighbor. Okay. So when she's on WJHL talking about the scream, you can see her feet, I think. Yes, you can. Oh my God. Andy, what size shoes Jody wear? He knows. Andy must know. Who's going to ask Andy? Is someone going to ask Andy what size shoe Jody is? Oh, man. That was when Candace was in Per Garden. All right, I'm confused about it. If anyone could just send that to me, that would be great. If not, no biggie. before I press play, she goes on to say, no, because that would be behind a ridge line. They'd have to crawl up. Like she's talking about, and then she goes on to talk about how nothing would have gotten by her. If she was sleeping all day, it was like the peak of the day, which is like, what, 10:30, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. What's getting by you? Everything's getting by you. I don't know about anybody else, but I sleep pretty hard. If I fall asleep during the day, I'll sleep pretty hard. If it's like that, you know what I'm saying? So what do you mean no one could get by you if you're sleeping? I don't understand that statement at all, and it makes no sense. And that's why we have these problems. Oh, Angel talks too fast. She transcribed. Hold on a minute. I just saw her name in my chat. Let me see if I can find. Okay. So Angel talks too fast. The Jody Sue Brown transcript, part 1. Tiffany Marie. Okay, she did this 21 hours ago. Angel, if you're in my chat, you need a plug here. Hold on a minute. Angel talks too fast. She's transcribing my interviews with Jody. Here we go. There is video she did. Click that link and then save it to your watch later or put it in your summer playlist or whatever. Hey, Valerie. She said that Jody effing Sue on several panels. Oh, really? Okay. I only saw her say it on Benny's once. Didn't Jody Sue say she was searching for Summer before CB knew she was missing? Yeah, she did slip out and say that. She said June 12th she woke up after 6 p.m., so she sleeps a lot. How's that hypervigilant? Exactly. Well, she's a daytime sleeper. We already know that. She's up all night. She doesn't sleep. She doesn't go to bed at night. She wakes up like that. The beginning of her day is that 5 o'clock p.m., 6 p.m. Like it's like 5 a.m. for her. She's putting her coffee on. Working the grave shift on YouTube over here, Jody. Like, why? She's not even talking about Summer. So.
Deeper than Candace and Dawn's. She would have had to put a footprint down somehow past mine. I promise you that day. There was no getting by that cabin without me hearing you, and they would have had to come by it. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that would have been missed by us. Then I have a massive dog that nobody goes by. There have been no somebody missed carrying her or her there, and that dog would have even had it been he would have barked and lost his mind. So, yeah, there's no way. But then to take her back all the way across the ridge line down the road, all that way, get her up behind. I mean, that would be kind of nonsensical. You know what I'm saying? It would make no sense to do that. But yeah, I mean, as you can tell, Candace is clearly, recently made it like, even though we've known from the beginning for months, and like you have a screenshot from close to when Summer's case first became really known that show that there's two.
I think it was the 23rd that they had posted that, or around the 20th or the 23rd. Chasing Truth will know that. I really believe she probably knows it off the top of her head. I'd be willing to bet.
And I have original screenshots of it, and I mean, I can get an exact date from my phone now, but I mean,
because I saved it in my phone though. It could have been even sooner, to be honest with you, because I saved it in my phone double time. I have to go through all my stuff. I have so much shit in my phone from this case, but I believe that it was right around the 20th or the 23rd. Maybe Chasing Truth will talk about it, and if someone here talk about it, let me know. Chasing's like, what's the question? I'm playing an old stream. The answer to the question was the 20th. So my first guess was right, but Chasing had the screenshot, and it was, what were we looking for? I was looking for the screenshot of the footprints. Do you remember? She thought I was asking her right now, I think. That's so funny. So the answer to the question, chasing did come into my chat while I was playing this, and she said June 20th. So I had saved it on June 23rd, but I knew it was the 20th, but it screwed me up. But chasing had it. So this is from November. I'm playing myself over here, so probably confusing to people that just are clicking in. It was Sherfy, I think. Also, Cam has put up a map of the footprints. Oh, Cam put up a map of the footprints? Okay, I'll have to check that out. I didn't know that. All right. Whatever, but the person to ask about the exact date would be Chasing Truth, I would think, because I did not save it on the same day that I saw it. And I don't remember, and I don't think it's there anymore either. Jody, so let me ask you, if you don't mind, I just wanted to ask you a question. So you were talking about this, the video that you did where you were talking about, well, the scream, right? How you felt like it could have been coming from a different place too. Can you explain which direction, or did I totally misconstrue what you said? Because I felt like you were saying you were kind of questioning, wait, did I hear it from here or did I hear it from here?
Well, it's not really a question. It's like, even the kids are very recreated. But there's also a spot on the main road that carries that sound the same way.
Okay.
And it is way far away. It's the way the valley carries, but it's out on the main road close to where the command center is too.
So you're talking like you would hear coming from where, over here maybe? Like in this direction, or?
No, all the way to the left. Close to where
all the way to the left. So you would hear it past Don and Candace's house. Would you hear sound coming through all the way from the main road to here, or all the way out here towards you?
All the way out to the left. It'd be almost close to where the footprints were, but across the opposite street, because the way the valley carries noise. You see, like right where your pointer is.
Okay, so
that
Jody,
noise carries through those and then through Ben Hill. But
what exactly is this right here? I'm usually really good at not cutting people off when I'm asking them questions. I will tell you, this one pissed me off. I was like, shut up, Tiffany, because I cut her off several times and I wish that I hadn't, because it was like really important, right? And I'm like, what's this right here? Because I was so bugged out by this part right here too. I'm like, not even really thinking like, but this is one part where I wouldn't have spoken. I always try to be really good about not interrupting people when they're, really talking. So she says also that there's a slope. I think we talked about this yesterday, and I have the clip. I don't know where it is. I don't even think it's included in this, or maybe it is and I'm just fried. But she talks about the slope that catches all the noise. Now, between the slope that catches all the noise, which would mean it would have never made it to her ears. Just my opinion. I'm no sound expert, but 1,700 feet away. And then, no, I don't believe it. I know sound can carry, like the highway is pretty far from here, but every now and again at night when it's really quiet, I can hear the cars, right? But it's super far away. It can happen, right? But I just don't know. Right. And then we have this, well, I was sleeping. If you're sleeping, you didn't hear shit. When I opened says, it just dawned on me for Jody Sue to say, even when she's sleeping, nothing slips past her, leaves me to believe she had cameras up. Yes, when I open, I strongly agree with you, because the only way you could be so sure of that is if you have cameras. Angel talks too fast, as she said on June 16th that she could hear Summer giggling across. Giggling across the properties. All right, so on June 16th, she said that previous to she could hear Summer giggling, or can you make that really specific, Angel, so I know exactly what you're saying? Sorry to be high maintenance with you. Unless these are the quietest people on earth, you hear traffic on Beach Creek. Yeah, and you can actually, Candace had posted, which video was it now? I want to say it was the nighttime one. Wonder where that is. I know it's on my channel. Do you remember the TikTok that Candace posted? I believe she was in the dark. Maybe it was the one where you can hear Summer asking what the thunder was, or the lightning. I think it was the lightning. You could hear the cars, right? I remember Jody Sue saying she and the kids are watching TV with just a fan on. Yeah. She said all the windows are open. Could her dog barking wake her up? I have no idea. I don't know if she sleeps for her dog barking. A lot of people, there are people who will let their dogs bark all day and sleep right through it. I don't know how, but they do. Is Jody one of those types of people? Maybe. What'd you find, Mama B? Send it, whatever it is, send it right here. Here's my email. Sorry, I didn't see that there. Oh, thanks, Angel. I just got that. Hold on, let me open that up. Mama B, put it right here. Let me open up what Angel just sent me real fast.
Feels a little empty without hearing her little giggles today. And, and her playing at the top of her hill from my hill. I hear her every day. And usually see her at least once. And it's a little empty. And it never really occurred to me summer. And the reason is because Summer doesn't play down for it for really years. Sometimes when she's high on the bank or...
Great job with this, Angel. Hold on.
One of the boys are picking her, she's picking her, she's, but not a lot. Do you hear Summer? Not like the boys. Oh dear. I mean, you'll hear her faintly, you'll hear whatever, but she stays a little closer to the house. It was a little empty without hearing her little giggles today. And, and her playing at the top of her hill from my hill. I hear her every day. But not a whole lot. Do you hear Summer?
Let me drop this link in the chat. So Angel talks too fast. I didn't know that you were doing this work. Here you go. Hold on. Let me put this in. That's helpful. Okay, so Angel talks too fast. And this is about hearing Summer. I don't know what your title is, but I'm just going to put hearing Summer. Grab that, put that on your watch later, save it. She's putting out transcripts and stuff with Jody, so props to you, Angel. I've been transcribing that nonsense for weeks. Oh my gosh. So, Angel, how many times have you fallen asleep? I ask everybody that. She will put you to sleep. Yeah, girl, look at those eyes, right? Like they're popping out of your head. You gotta shut your phone off because it's crazy. Hey, Sherry. Bonita. Late again. I'm a Sagittarius, just like Tiffany. Guess we run late. Yes, we do. Hey, Lippy. Oh, that's Cracking Case's map. Hey, I'm that bitch, Mama Bear. You guys, she's got some recordings of the alley that are pretty serious, and there's so much going on. I feel like I'm getting so off track, but so Tracy, you think creepiness was discussed on shares last night? I didn't think that at all. You got a creepy vibe from our live? I'm sorry. Angel is a hidden treasure. Well, I guess so, Elizabeth. Did I see your link, Lippy? Hold on. Oh, mapping the footprints. Yes. Okay, so this is from 7 months ago, an hour and 50 minutes. So, okay. Kraken did, yeah, they did a lot of work on these. Let me see something.
Right? I think that's the main thing with it. So, you know.
Well, I wish it was. Hold up. I have to zoom in on this to see. This is way out there. So, well, I have a question about this. Oh, never mind, because it's going to turn the live to a completely different subject. But I do have a question about the footprint, so I'll write it down, and then I'll come back to it later. And I got to get back to what I'm doing here. What? Oh, I'm that bitch, Mama Bear, Skyzy. What channel has the alley recording? So footprints, because those footprints are exactly. I don't fucking know, man. Thank you, Lippy. Not creepiness from you guys, creepiness from Tim Mullen, messages, and Don possibly being home. Yeah, Tracy, I have always felt Don was at work. Never felt any different. Tim's music gave me, but Cher doesn't feel that way. I mean, she knows Don better than me. Tim's music gave me heebie-jeebies. Yeah, he's a weirdo. No offense, Tim, but you are a creepy dude. Because I've been wondering what all of these junk cars are here, and you don't have to, tell me who lives there. But is this like, what is all this
normal.
here?
I guess
That's
just junk cars. It's normal.
Junk cars.
Yeah, and they did search those on those cars, and those particular people. They were like, "Hey, can we do this in a linear fashion? Make sure." And I know the feds themselves think for each of those cars.
So Jody knows everything was searched in that little property there with the cars, with the junk cars. She knows every single one was searched. She knows all about it. Crazy, right? Supergirl, hi. Glad to see you live. Keep exposing these lies. Well, I'm hoping not to have to do it much longer. It's kind of getting old to me. Tiffany, what did you feel about Cher saying Tim thinks he's a prophet? I don't know. Maybe he does think that. I think it's, there's some weird things that go on some places. Tim is definitely an odd bird and a strange character to me, so I have questions, But if he considers himself to be a prophet, are you asking me what I think about her saying that or what I think about him saying that? I believe Cher. I didn't hear Tim say it himself, but anybody could really say that. Don could say he's a prophet too. Doesn't make it true. Jody Sue knows jack shit. She's been drugged and passed out for 2 years. Yeah, world peace, right? That's a great point. I like Tim's music. Reminds me of Manson. Jeez. Okay. All right, hold on. Make me laugh. That's funny shit right there. All right, hold on. I got him, Mama Bear. I got him. I'm gonna go look right now. Hold on.
marked it
I
off.
don't
I
remember
know.
seeing pictures of dead cars. I can't remember when it was, long time ago, but who knows what. I'm sure they did. I mean, it's right there, literally right there. I've always just wondered because I zoom in on it and I'm always wondering what it is. But so good, right? Those people were
Look,
good
everybody
well
in that hollow. I mean, there's just y'all have no idea what the scope of this thing. I mean, they crawled through. And what I mean, like,
So
yeah.
if you're wondering, you may have heard the scream coming from way out here, like through here somewhere.
I mean, it's possible. But to me, it's always come from the bottom of the. Because that first day, it hit me in a different way than it did the kids. But I knew from where I was hearing it from, it was wrong, right? And I knew that it was not possible to be in that location. And the kids knew that it was at the bottom of the driveway area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I explained that to the cops. I was like, but it was where I was.
Here,
I mean,
like through here somewhere.
I mean, it's possible. But to me, it's always come from the bottom of the. Because that first day, it hit me in a different way than it did the kids. But I knew from where I was hearing it from, it was wrong, right? And I knew that it was not possible to be in that location. And the kids knew that it was at the bottom of the driveway area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
All right, so let me put this on full screen real quick. I kind of want to pull up a map, like an elevation map. I want to show you guys something, but let me take this down. Reminds me of Gacy with all its ties to the community. Oh, yeah. Yeah, live chat reminder. Hey, Bomb. Okay, so she says her kids heard the scream come from the bottom of the driveway. So Jody Sue, her house is right over here. I should have pulled up the map. She says that her kids heard it come from the bottom of the driveway, which would put it right about, I don't know, would you say her driveway's probably like right in here? It's pretty much right across from the dog trail. Do you understand? So, but then Jody hears it come all the way out here in a completely different direction. But her kids hear it from the bottom of their driveway. That stands out to me. So make sure when you tell the story about the scream, you tell it just like Jody does, that her kids heard it from the bottom of the driveway. And she heard it all the way out by the cows on Beach Creek Road down toward Mount Carmel Church.
I explained it to the cops. I was like, but it was where I was sitting in the cabin is the reason it carried me a little differently.
Okay.
But as opposed to where kids were sitting. But I knew that it was wrong. You get what I'm saying? I knew because of the wrongness where it actually was. I don't know if that makes sense. But the thing is that a certain piece there on the property, that stupid cow carries in from sort of the same place, but not.
Say that again. Did you say something about a cow?
There's a cow.
Uh-huh.
And it drove me.
Yeah, a cow.
And it sounds like it's right in the doorway of the cabin, but it's actually all the way up to where the command center was set up. And it's the way the noise carries from the main road and all that. And that particular farm, and that cow was having a meltdown for like, I don't know, months. And
the cow was?
Yeah. But it's normal. They were, during calving season. Yeah, it's normal. that one was just taking it hard. So, but there is like a certain part of the driveway you can stand into near the top, and at night those sounds from all the way on the main road will carry just like somebody standing right beside of you, and that's kind of almost the doorway of the cabin as well. But, so it's possible somewhere along the way I was just heard out there, but, it's, you know, like I said, I've always been open to being whatever, but,
Right.
I don't know. The footprints, it's like a big giant. It is puzzle, and every
I
day that
really with the
all these
footprints, I'm
things
just like,
war with each other,
mm-mm.
the dogs, the scream, the this, that, the footprints. It's like, how does it all fit in? How does it make sense? And then it's like you have a good theory, and you're like, okay, this seems like it fits. Then what happens is it's like, well, wait, now start factoring the scream. Well, if somebody knew her, why did she? And it's this, then why the dogs? And well, if that, then why the footprints? And one thing fights against the other thing. Two things be all right, but then you add the third thing, and it's not all right.
That is psychobabble. What you just heard is psychobabble. That's what you call it. So the problem with interviewing Jodi, I wonder, I would be very interested to see Jodi Sue up on the stand ever in life. Like, not even to do with this, like, could she ever sit on the stand and answer a simple yes or no question? Can it be done? Could somebody try? Could somebody invite Jodi Sue on? Just a yes or no panel. Yes or no. We should have done that. Why didn't we think of that? Only a yes and only a no. No explanations for anything, just questions and yes and no answers. I wonder if she would be able to do it. I mean, it would be hard to do anyway, even for a random person, but that would be very, very interesting. You're going to make merch with Digress. Digress, yeah. She's playing dumb. It's just too much. So you have to really listen to her to really hear what she's saying, but she contradicts herself so much. It's almost like a perfect circle. Like it goes around in a perfect circle for Jodi. Now, this got a little derailed by a certain panel guest. I'm not going to say her name. If you were there, you remember. This interview pretty much went to shit because it ended up being about genealogy. So hold on 1 minute.
And it's like, every day it's like that. It's like other people are like, oh, Jodi Sue and screaming. It's like, look, I'd love for it to be like it was something else. It was this, it was that, it was anything. Like, it would completely change things for me in a way. Or somebody, look, they can't explain the dogs to me. I promise you that. I don't care what they do. After the helicopters and noise in there, sure, of course, that's going to scatter them. I'm aware of animal behavior. But they were still acting weird even for that. They're still acting weird after they stopped. They're still in places they shouldn't after everything was done in there. They're all going back to the same places. And it's very odd. So the dogs are definitely a key for me. And then knowing how my dogs were being done, things to them.
Jodi Sue, you told the feds about the dogs acting weird, right? Like you told them that they're going to a certain spot that they
I
changed.
told everybody from day one, and we offered the community to put trackers on them.
Now bear with me just a minute. I'm going to try to do something real quick. I want to send myself a link. The only problem is if I use this map the wrong way, it'll dox all the neighbors, and I don't want that to happen. So I want to see if I pull it up if I send it to myself. Like this map literally has, it's such an amazing map. But it's hard to use it without doxing everybody that lives there. So I want to see if I can try to get it right on the right spot, because where's that 423 number? Oh, here it is. So now let's see if I can send this to myself. I would like to share this with you. Jody Sue is a horrible pet owner. Oh my God, is that her cat that sounds like that? Because I didn't know. I didn't know that was going on. Yeah, please take care of your animals, people. Please. Especially little, cats' noses are very close to their face, like smush, So they have a harder time to breathe anyhow. That makes sense. Can't get Jody's name off the brain after Andrew H. Jody pseudo psychopath liar shaker's fifth. You're funny. Let me see if I can grab this. I really want to show this to you guys because Jody says that the way that her hill is, that she's higher up than the wells. That is not true. That's not true. I want to prove that. All right. Give me just a minute. I'm trying to pull this up and see if it works. It's not working right now. Is the map gonna load or what? I'm so impatient with technology. I don't have time for this shit. So the video uploads, the map doesn't, and I need it. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's taking long enough. Here we go. I got it. No, I need to just zoom in close enough that it doesn't show the neighbor's information. I really dig this map. So here we have Jody Sue's property. I'm going to pull it up for you guys. Oh, it's different on the computer. Okay. Okay. All right, look at this. So this here, am I on full screen? Well, let me take that down. No, I don't know if I can go in further. Can I? Yeah. So Don and Candace, this one here, I'm trying to see if it's going to show me 1380. This one would be 14. Okay, so this would be 1420. So Don and Candace's, the top of their hill is 1,420 feet. Okay, this is the top of their hill. Now, down on the road, I want to be really careful, sorry, with this. Because like if I zoom out, it literally shows every homeowner, like everything. So I can't really move around too much with it. I don't want to do that. So you've got 1340. No, Jody Sue's property. Jackie's is right here. Okay. Look. 1420. Jody, you and Don and Candace all live at the same elevation. You were not higher up than them. In fact, the very top of both of your houses hit the same elevation. Crazy, right? How is Jody Sue? I don't know, Dee Dee. I don't really talk about her personal life like that really that much. Not my business. It's not my business about what her kids do. Yeah, something's definitely wrong with the cat's breathing, which is sad. But so Jody can't use this anymore as an excuse. Now she says that her kids heard the scream come from the bottom of her driveway, which if I zoom out a little bit, it's not even that much. Now, hold on, let me see if I can get rid of the names. I might be able to. I'm going to put it on full screen too. Yes, Alicia. She did. She lied about that too. She lies about everything, even the elevation of her land when describing the scream. I don't know why it's like making me do a tutorial. I don't need a tutorial. All right. Oh, you know what? This is how. Okay, so I'm taking the parcels off. That should get rid of the names. Now I can share it and not have to like worry about it. I got it. All right, so I got all the names off the map, thankfully. Here. So she says that she heard the scream, so you got to put Jody's house is right in here, okay? Can you see where my little hand is? This is where, actually, it's right there where that little circle is, the tiny circle. Don and Candace are right here. Where it looks like a little eye. Now, Jody says she heard the scream come all the way out here onto Beach Creek Road, like straight across all the way to her property. I wonder where this slope is that she talks about. So if you look on this map, oh, what just happened? Hold on. It like went too far in on me. I actually like looking on this one better because it kind of gives you a reference now. She said the cows. The cows are over here. So the cows would be right over here. Let me see something. So you're talking like Simpson Loop is over there. She talks a lot about Simpson Road. She's not talking about Loop, I don't believe. At least, yeah, I think so. I think Ronnie definitely knew, right? So she lies about the weirdest things. But why lie about elevation? Why would someone lie about elevation? Why even lie about that? Like, you want to lie about stupid shit, but like, why lie about elevation when describing where you heard this unfounded scream coming from? Why would you lie about the elevation of your land and their land? Right? How do I find what comments I have made on previously watched videos? Jody Sue Brown refers to the red flash he and wanted to share the timestamp. I don't know, Kathy. I don't know how you would try to find your comments anywhere. Maybe someone else knows. I think you can only do that if you're looking at someone who commented. I don't know. But you're looking for where Jody refers to the red flash. I think I have that somewhere. It might even be mixed in with the next one I'm about to play. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Or maybe I did it before. You have to understand, like, Jody has said so many things. I'm forgetting where they are. Happy. You're so funny. So anyway, when you listen to Jody and the way that she describes the scream, which direction she heard it come from, then she describes the slope in the front of her, well, the side of her house where no sound is going to come through there, right? Comes through, it's going to stop. That's just, I'm not even a scientist, okay? So it's not hard to figure out. That's a lie in itself. So there's one part of her lie. How are you going to hear a scream that stops by a legit wall? It's not going to continue to go further. So she's lying just simply about that. Then she's lying about the elevation of her land versus Don and Candace's land, when really they are the same exact elevation. Like, why is she not addressing these things? What reason would Jody still have to lie about elevation for? Because right here it proves it, 1420. And right here is 1420 also. See how it says 1400 feet? I don't know if the 1420 will show up, but it goes in 20. So exactly the same between Jody Sue and Candace and Don. Is that weird to anybody else or just me? Sometimes I find these things interesting and no one else seems to think that they are, but I don't know. I think that that's another lie. It's another lie, Jody. So all this time, she's never been higher in elevation. That was her basis for why she hears so much. She is such a pathological liar. Yes, beautifully broken. That's what I'm saying. Like, I am blown away. Blown away that she will lie about the elevation of her land. I haven't watched all of Sage Sleuth, but I should. She's put out a lot of good stuff, right? Let me get to the next video because I really don't want this to be too long. I just want to give a little things that bother me. Just unbelievable. The amount of lies that she has put out there into the universe surrounding Summer. She's canceling herself. She just doesn't know it. You think it's interesting, Lisa? It is interesting to me too. All right, let me get rid of the map. I really do love that map though. I got it from the realtor that's selling that land, which is beautiful, by the way. I would love to buy that. I would love to live out in the country. Okay. So the next one I'm going to pull up is Everything Collides. So this is where Jody talks about Don, Andy, and the police all getting there at the same time.
But yeah, so Candace carries on. By this point, I'm back into the Woodline and Creek area, going into the creek. And I'm in the creek, and I hear her stop. And she's talking to what I recognize as another neighbor, and I don't know if they were already outside and picked up the commotion from us, or if she actually went up and got them. But I think they had heard the commotion were already out. But yeah, so Candace carries on. By this point, I'm back into the Woodline and Creek area, going into the creek. And I'm in the creek, and I hear her stop. And she's talking to what I recognize as another neighbor, and I don't know if they were already outside and picked up the commotion from us, or if she actually went up and got them. But
Really listen to what she just said. I need to go back now because I never noticed that she said that right in the very beginning. I wonder, I need to make a note to go back. You're mean girl. Hey, hon, I hope that you're good today. Listen to what she says. Thank you for your super chat, Maria D. She says, I searched 5 oncology sites and they all use high energy beams of radiation for throat cancer. No pills, another lie. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what kind of, regimen she's on or whatever her treatment might be. And I truly, Maria, don't want to get into that. Like, I'll let someone else take care of that. It's too much for me. Just, I don't know. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. You're okay. You're a mean girl. Okay. So I shouldn't tell Andy because she was lying. Well, listen, so right here, these words are important. Now, the more I'm listening, I notice something different every time I listen to her.
But yeah, so Candace carries on. By this point, I'm back into the Woodline and Creek area, going into the creek. And I'm in the creek, and I hear her stop. And she's talking to what I recognize as another neighbor, and I don't know if they were already outside and picked up the commotion from us, or if she actually went up and got them. But I think they had heard the commotion were already out. Is my speculation there, because it was a normal time of day for them to be outside anyway. And so she's talking to them, and then they make their way to me, and I see them on the roadway, and they're like, well, which part do you want to get? And it makes more sense for me to stay in the creek because I had on sandals, and they had on, like boots and sneakers, whatever. So they took the hillside, and I took the creek, and we looked for Summer, thinking at that point maybe she was still in there and had fallen or hurt herself or been playing with the boys or something, or something, just an accident happened. But everything. But at a certain point, I'm making my way around. I'm at the main road, but still in the creek, and then I hear, because at this point Candace is at the bottom of the hill. I can see her as it meets the main road in Beach Creek, so I could so they took the hillside, and I took the creek, and we looked for Summer, thinking at that point maybe she was still in there. The hillside, and I took the creek, and we looked for Summer, thinking at that point maybe she was still in there. Well, which part do you want to get? And it made more sense for me to stay in the creek because I had on sandals. And they had on, like boots and sneakers, whatever. So they took the hillside and I took the creek and we looked for Summer, thinking at that point maybe she was still in there. And they had on, like boots and sneakers, whatever. So they took the hillside and I took the creek and we looked for Summer, thinking at that point maybe she was still in there.
Has Jody Sue addressed the fact that she said that she was looking to see if Summer was still in the creek? Mods, watch that, okay? Because I don't want that to be broadcasted in my chat. Don't put that in here. Don't tell that. Don't say where you're going to be, hun. Not a good idea. So, yes, still in there. So has anybody questioned Jody on that? I know that T-Spears, they put a video out. Did Jody miss the video? Is anybody questioning her? Are any of Jody's people asking her what she means by this? The ones who are allowed to chat over there. So I would appreciate it. Let's see. Who are my old friends? Dolly Bear. Could you please ask Jody what she means by this? Who else? Give me other names. Deborah. Who are the people? Name some of the people. We need them to help here with this situation. All of those, Doohickey, all of those people who sit there in our chat, maybe they could ask Jody what she means by this. They don't usually shout out subs, but I think in this situation, I'm just asking for a little bit of help to ask Jody what she meant by this one thing. It's for Summer. That's it. Doesn't even need to come from me. But I would like Jody to answer. She won't answer me, right? She needs to answer to everyone what she means by this. Maybe someone today will care about Summer over there.
On, like boots and sneakers, whatever. So they took the hillside and I took the creek and we looked for Summer, thinking at that point maybe she was still in there and had fallen or hurt herself or been playing with the boys or something, or something, just an accident happened. But everything.
So they took the hillside and she took the creek, thinking that Summer was still in there. September Virgo. Maybe September Virgo. Well, she said that she is Summer's supporter, so she should ask, please, September Virgo, if you could please ask Jody what she means by this. Here, I'm going to play it a couple more times. This is very serious. It's not a joke. I know, Karen, I know she does. It's not crick, not creek. It's crick, not creek. Well, I'm not from the South. I'm from the North. Looking beyond. You know that, though. All right, hold on one sec. I just want to play this a couple more times because I wanted to sink in. She's untouchable over there. She's got to say you can't chat for 10 days or something ridiculous. So if you go and make an alt account because you got blocked on your main account to try to ask a question, she'll just block you. You know what? I took all of the people off my block list because I'm not a little bitch, Jody Sue. I keep select people blocked, okay? But that channel over there, everybody is blocked. That's why no one's chatting. She's not letting anybody chat. Everybody is blocked. They're not allowed to ask questions about Summer. Now she's just ignoring it, talking about bullshit no one cares about. Tiffany got in, didn't she, Jody Sue? What you mean, Lippy? It will be like 3 weeks, sooner or longer. I know. She doesn't have it set on 4 years. 4 years to chat. Like, wow. I put 10 minutes. I'm loading that video now, Tiffany, before she deleted her questions. Oh, really, Lippy? Okay. When's it going to be up? Oh, I want to see that. I've heard a couple people out west see crick too. Yeah, well, I mean, a creek. It's a creek. I'm not going to call it a crick. That's not me. So I'm not going to pretend that I talk that way because I don't. You know what I mean? I've been waiting for the right moment to ask her a question by being silent. So do you want me to ask? No, that's totally up to you. That's your little golden ticket. You only get one. It's like Charlie in a Chocolate Factory. You can only speak once. You don't know how long it'll last in our chat. But yes, I really need the people who care about Summer, if they say that they do, to please ask about this.
The hillside and I took the creek and we looked for Summer, thinking at that point maybe she was still in there and had boots and sneakers, whatever. So they took the hillside and I took the creek and we looked for Summer, thinking at that point maybe she was still in there and had fallen or hurt herself or been playing with the boys or something, or and something had just an accident happened. But everything. But at a certain point, I'm making my way around. I'm at the main road, but still in the creek. And then I hear, because at this point, Candace is at the bottom of Ben Hill. I can see her as it meets the main road and Beach Creek. So I can hear and see her. And I see Andy kind of pull in. I hear voices. I know it's him. I know he kind of already knows. But then he starts coming down the main road.
I know he kind of already knows. How do you kind of know Summer's missing? How do you kind of already know Summer's missing? But there's no text to Andy saying this, right, that we've seen, unless she deleted them and then took screenshots of her text messages. And I have no idea what the original, conversation would look like. The police would know that. I would hope that they took her phone. Jesus. Probably didn't even. I can't. So how do you kind of already know? Maybe Andy can, I don't know. Has Andy talked about, does anybody know? Maybe I didn't listen close enough. Did Andy ever talk about kind of already knowing? Because I don't think he said. Now, I'm thinking back to when he was up there answering questions. He said he didn't know. And that when he pulled in, he found out and then he went and started looking around too, or something like that. And he said they never did take their phones. Well, if they never took their phones, there's no hope on that side of the fence. So that's what I'm going to say about that. I don't think that the dogs hit on her. I don't. I think that the dogs came down and stopped at the road. I don't think that the dogs hit on Brody. No, I could be wrong, but I think it was just a figure of speech. If the dogs hit on her, she may have removed her. She was trying to remove the scent. I don't know. He said he didn't know till he got home, right? And she says he kind of already knew. She knew he kind of already knew. You kind of already know. You don't kind of already know the kid is missing. Hello? Hey, Nicole. Good morning, beautiful. Ambi. Hey. She said they stopped her feet and then tried to clean that up 4 times. Sage Sleuth, so do you have all those clips? Do you have that in a video? Because I'll play it. I wouldn't mind listening to it again. But I've always thought it was just her saying that the dog stopped at the road, like right in front of her. That's just what I always took away from it. If you have that, would you send it to my email? Because I would like to pull that up and listen to it. What time is it? Oh, wow. Time is flying here today. I should, hold on. How did Andy already know? Why did Don and Andy arrive at almost the same time? Let me highlight this comment. I like this comment right here. I love, love, love every accent. It makes people who they are. I agree with you, Deep South Dreamer. It is in your deep dive video. My deep dive of the timeline, Sage Sleuth. I think that was like 6 hours long. Yeah, see? I know I have it. Okay. Let me go look real quick. I'll keep playing this. Well, let me make sure I'm not missing anything important in the chat first. If they hit on Jody Sue, they would have been sniffing at her clothes and such. Those dogs either lay down or sit on the spot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, around the 3 hour mark. Okay, Sage, thank you. 3 hour mark of deep dive. Damn, you're good. You know my timestamps and everything. Jump Jody's feet. Okay. You believe I wrote that on my notebook next to me? Not cadaver dogs, right. The cadaver dogs did not come up right away. Yes, McBro says she still claims cops got there at 7 p.m. where Andy said 6:30, so who's telling the truth? Well, McBro, she explains in this clip that they all showed up at once. So she's saying that the police arrived there at 6:30, which truly is just not. Thought it was 7:04. Didn't the first officer arrive at 7:04 p.m.? I believe they arrived at exactly 7:04 p.m. per dispatch. I'd have to go back. I went through and did like a whole timestamp. Cops came at 7:04. Okay, that's what I thought, Luda. If Summer was in, oh, I think that's,
And I holler at him. He stops, and I'm like, Summer's missing. And he's like, I know. And I was like, well, I thought that was you, but I just wanted to be sure. But, everything. But at a certain point, I'm making my way around. I'm at the main road, but still in the creek. And then I hear, because at this point, Candace is at the bottom of Ben Hill. I can see her as it meets the main road in Beach Creek. So I can hear and see her. And I see Andy kind of pull in. I hear voices. I know it to be him. I know he kind of already knows. But then he starts coming down the main road. And I holler at him. He stops. And I'm like, Summer's missing. And he's like, I know. And I was like, well, I thought that was you, but I just wanted to be sure. And he starts going up and down the main road towards Mount Carmel. Freewheel, looking for her. Dawn is seconds behind that. He's done there. So they both arrive somewhere around 6:30. Andy before Dawn. At the same point, the first two responding cops come in. And you could hear them before they get there. We could hear them before they get there. And I could already see the boys at the backside in the field, towards Simpson and a fence and that sort of thing. And that's eventually where I made my way to and talked to them. But, and then it took a while for the third to respond. So I think it was the third cop I caught that day, coming in, and he was in an SUV, and I told him about the scream. But yeah. So, and I didn't really, Candace says she was driving up and down the roads and the other, but I didn't really see her drive up and down the roads, and I know that she was mostly stopping at other neighbors and things when she did leave Ben Hill that day, and talking to them for a second, telling them Summer was missing. But I didn't see her drive up and down the main road or towards the churches or anything. So, I don't know.
I'm right here, Jody. So that's interesting. I've never heard you say that before, that you never saw Candace driving around. So when exactly did you hear her start yelling? Because I don't know, it might have escaped me while I was listening.
It was right around 6, and I can give you the text message. It pinpoints an exact time, but it was right around 6.
So right around 6, she started yelling for Summer.
Yeah.
So Don, wait a minute. Okay, so that would give about like 25, 26 minutes or so before she called. What time again did Don get home?
They had to pull in around 6:30.
He got there at 6:30. So 3
I'd say
minutes.
around. That's my estimation, because I know how long it takes Andy to get from where he works and where he was at that day last we talked.
6:30, he and Candace, right, called the police.
And it may have been like 6:02, 6:09, because I know it's not like right there at the exact thing, but it was somewhere right there at 6.
And that would mean he got home before they called the police.
Well, no, because the police come in right at the same time, and there's no way they could have got there. I mean, it usually takes, look, they got there, it was a good response time that day, let me tell you, because sometimes you wait as long as 2 hours.
That doesn't make any sense, Jody Sue. And I'm not questioning you. I'm actually like sitting here listening to you thinking, hey, Janet, welcome to my membership. Thank you for joining, hon. So I thought it was 6:26. Either way, okay, say the call was at 6:23. If Don, oh my goodness. So let's say Don got home. No, because he said he was on the phone with Candace the whole way home.
I don't get there. Someone was cut out, especially, and that never made sense to me, because Blair's Gap, which is, see, you all have a different pattern thinking he would be coming in a different way that day, hauling ass. And trust me, I can drive those roads at like over 100. I can drive those roads, but you have to know them. And I'll be honest with you, you're not the best drivers over there. But we used to race them. We used to shut them down and race on them. So anyway, responsibly, that way we didn't kill other people. And back in the day, they were just that barren, so you could kind of do that. But anyway, I know the route he was taking from where he was at working that day, and you all have the entirely wrong route. I know that trucking company has been a player in some of your all series. I just, anyway, but the thing is that it's possible to get there and that, but I just, either way, but the signal cuts out through there. I don't know how he was still on the phone with her the whole time.
Well, I'm more wondering, listen, I've always kind of wondered about them being able to keep that phone call running the whole time, right? She said Don got home between 6. Well,
It's just not possible.
Right, without the call dropping. Hazelnut. Yeah. Don, she believes that Don got home between 6 and 6:10 or 6:30 the latest.
No, he had to get there around 6:30. He arrived just, I think, a minute or two after Andy did.
I mean, they were right there yelling at 6.
Yeah. Like,
Candace
I had
started yelling
at 6. Like, I can give you an exact time.
I don't mean we might be on a delay, Jody Sue. Like, I might be a little bit delayed because I noticed it takes you a few seconds to hear me. So just so you know, I'm not talking over you. So Candace starts yelling for Summer right about 6 o'clock. And then you are saying that you're pretty certain. So Andy got home and then Don came pretty much almost like very
Right
shortly
behind me.
after.
They were both in the roadway at the same place, almost at the exact same time.
That you're pretty certain. So Andy got home and then Don came pretty much almost like very shortly after.
They were both in the roadway at the same place, almost at the exact same time. At the same time, the cops were coming in the first two.
So they were both in the roadway at the same place, almost the exact same time. Listen, so Jody, when she was up here, she describes this. Okay, so from her bird's eye view, she's like a drone over the whole Beach Creek area, the 100 block of Beach Creek. From her perspective, she's describing the day that Summer went missing and saying that Don and Andy showed up right at 6:30. Right at 6:30. Now, Jody, when she talks about the 911 calls, she says that the first call went in at 6:21. She said this out of her own mouth. 6:21, 6:23, and 6:26. She said it over and over and over and over and over again. I believe it's in the black and white video that I put out. I forget which clip that was. Okay, so she says 6:21, 6:23, and 6:26, which is strange to me because Jody's describing 3 calls to the police, but that's neither here nor there. I've always said 6:26. That's always been what I always heard from Jump. Okay, 6:26. That's what I always say. But we don't surely know the exact time. The TBI always said around 6:30. Now, even we'll just say 6:20 for shits and giggles, okay? And then you've got Don and Andy pulling in 10 minutes later, which means where was Don? Because he said he was at work. He had to put stuff in the car. He had to pack up his tools. Like, I remember being pissed that he didn't just leave his tools there. I'm like, why would you even just get in the car and go? Like, I understand you got to get your tools and stuff, but I remember the way that Don describes getting the phone call, leaving work. So he made it home from Jonesboro to Hawkins County to his house, went down to the shed first, and then he was pulling in at 6:30. It just doesn't make sense. So either Jody has a very different perception of that night, or she let a little slippage out there, because that means Donna was long gone from work, right? And on his way home when they called the police for Summer. But she tries to explain it away like, no, the police were there at 6:30. I don't believe that.
I'm gonna be honest with you, you're not the best drivers over there. But we used to race them. We used to shut them down and race on them. Well, no, because the police come in right at
6:30 she called. What time again did Don get home?
They had to pull in around 6:30.
He got there at 6:30. So 3 minutes.
Around. That's my estimation, because I know how long it takes Andy to get from where he works and where he was at that day last we talked.
6:30, he and Candace, right, called the
And it
police
may
at
have been
6.
like 6:02, 6:09, because I know it's not right there at the exact thing, but it was somewhere right there at 6.
Then that would mean he got home before.
How long it takes Andy to get from where he works and where
Hold
he
on.
was at that day last we talked.
6:30, he and Candace, right, called the
And it
police
may
at
have been
6.
like 6:02, 6:09, because I know it's not like right there at the exact thing, but it was somewhere right there at 6.
Then that would mean he got home before they called the police.
Well, no, because the police come in right at the same time, and there's no way they could have got there. I mean, it usually takes. I mean, look, they got there. It was a good response time that day. Let me tell you, because sometimes you wait as long as 2 hours.
That doesn't make any sense, Jody Sue. And I'm not questioning you. I'm actually like sitting here listening to you thinking, hey, Janet, welcome to my membership. Thank you for joining, hon. So I thought it was 6:26. Either way, okay, say the call was at 6:23. If Don, oh my goodness. So let's say Don got home. No, because he said he was on the phone with Candace the whole way home.
No, if their
Doesn't make
signal
any
was
sense.
cut out, especially, and it never made sense to me because Blair's Gap, which is, see, you all have a different pattern, thinking he would be coming in a different way that day, hauling ass.
Uh-huh.
And trust me, I can drive those roads at like over 100. I can drive those roads, but you have to know them. And I'll be honest with you, they're not the best drivers over there. But we used to race and we used to shut them down and race on them. So anyway, responsibly, that way we didn't kill other people. Back in the day, they were just that barren, so you couldn't do that. But anyway, I know the route he was taken from where he was at working that day, and you all have the entirely wrong route. I know that truck.
Jody knows the route Don took home. We have it all entirely wrong. Okay, Jody. Just note that. Just note it. Jody knows the route Don took home that day, and everyone's got it entirely wrong. There's only 2 ways to go, right? Yeah, T, she knows the route. She knows the route. She's the Hawkeye. She's the eye in the sky. The channel What Big Eyes has one of the 911 calls. There's no 911 calls put out. We don't have the 911 calls out. We just have the dispatch. But I do know What Big Eyes, and I adore her. She has the dispatch. You caught her in her lies, and now she's backing out of it and telling a different story. No, she's completely ignoring everything that I'm calling out. Like it's not even happening. Like she doesn't need to answer for the things that she said publicly to everybody. Hey, that's her choice. Only one officer for a missing child. Well, depending, I mean, I don't think it was only one officer. I think they showed up, quite a bit of them showed up, but maybe one showed up first. I mean, probably whichever one was closer. I still want to hear the dispatch. I have the dispatch. I do not have the 911 calls. Nobody has the 911 calls. I've put in for them the freedom of information. They're not giving anything. It's a open investigation, and the feds are not going to release those calls. I highly doubt it. Probably won't. I don't know if we'll ever hear them. I hope we do. I wanted the 911 calls for so long, I just stopped even saying anything about it. Yeah. 911, not dispatch. Yeah, we don't have the 911 calls. And we won't have the 911 calls probably for a while, I would imagine. So someone said they want to hear the dispatch. Okay, hold on. I meant 911 call. So yeah, there's no 911 call released to the public. All there is dispatch. I know some people have marked that. Here's the full dispatch right here. So it's 9 minutes long. Some people have titled their streams that it's the 911 call. It's not. So here's the full dispatch audio. This is just my own video. If you want to reference it, I don't know where else to grab it from right now, but hold on 1 minute. Let's continue listening here. And I could play that. I could pull that up. Do you want me to pull it up right now? Because I could play it right now. Hold on a minute. I'll do that. Let's see. Yeah, sure, Tibori. I will send it to myself right now and I'll pull it up. And I actually tried to mess with the audio a little bit to make it better as well. We could play the dispatch. Give me 1 minute.
And from the mother had my wall. Came out, I can't find her. They been yelling for her. She was on for about 2 minutes. Go ahead. You say when you got the original call, the mom went on a run, but she came back to daughter was home. Before that's when the father he's at work about an hour away, something like his way home. Yeah. C12 Central. C12 was in her house. 906. So. Notify Rio too. I had him on the phone with Foxy for 0. That's what they wanted to see if I had one. 10-4. He wants to try to contact. Let Rio see. No, I'm like, he's going to let Rio see my justice on it. Rio 2 has been notified. He also wanted me to just remind you to be sure to check the house keeper. Even they said they weren't one. Yeah, well. Talking to rescue squad members, mutual aid request, with Churchill Rescue Squad, ranging areas will be at Mount Carmel. Myself, we won't have it cleared by the time we're 2 years ago. Get one of them, well, we're check on every loan. 49. Was correct. On the Mount Carmel Freewell Baptist Church. 49. Go ahead. Simple. Central Dispatch 1205. 1205 BTN 9 Mount Carmel Church. 1415 to Central. 1415 to Central. 1415. Because the fire department needs to set up a LZ for the helicopter. That's what we were about to do. Let's do that. Attention persons to the fire department. Emergency members responded to hospital. We set up a call fee for Highlands. Have approximately 6.8 PA. 1402. Alright. 1415 Central. 15. On scene at LZ, I'll have LZ command at this time. Copy. LZ command at Central. LZ command. Go ahead and see on 9 Streetersville. Fire department in Songbird. Her 1415 off scene of the LZ. Signal on your response. LZ command to Highland. LZ command there on the EMS channel. Roger that. Just available for call. We have a meeting over to 49. 41 answering myself and 30 50 in the lower end. That's all I've got available right now. Three or six. I heard 34 and 8 for each other. You stepping in. 14 and 5. What other unit is LZ command to Central. LZ command. Helicopter sits on the ground. Simple. Your other units, DO-10A. And while Roland Scott is over here to take care of county. 2934. 2934. 49 is over here with us. He was one. He won't be able to reach him. Econ 302. Okay, copy 302. Cancel everything up here in Florida. Cancel. 34. 34. Central. Giants. 1402 and all personnel will be released from the scene and terminated. Well, I'm on my way. Decom Central. Decom. You log in the cab, go to Redwood Fitness, 1008.
I'm just gonna go straight into playing this.
Trucking company has been a player in some of y'all series. I just, you know. Anyway, but the thing is that I mean, it's possible to get there and that, but I just either way. But the signal cuts out there. I don't know how he would stay on the phone with her the whole time.
Well, I'm more wondering. Listen, I've always kind of wondered about them being able to keep that phone call running the whole time, right? She said Doc got home between
not
6.
possible.
Huh?
It's just not possible.
Right, without the call dropping. Hazelnut. Don, she believes that Don got home between 6 and 6:10 or 6:30 the latest.
No, he had to get there around 6:30, and he arrived just I think a minute or two after Andy did. I mean, they were right there
yelling at 6.
Yeah, like
Candace
I had a
started yelling
message.
at
I give you an exact time.
I don't mean to. We might be on a delay, Jody Sue. Like, I might be a little bit delayed because I notice it takes you a few seconds to hear me. So just so you know, I'm not talking over you. So Candace starts yelling for Summer right about 6 o'clock. And then you are saying that you're pretty certain. So Andy got home and then Don came pretty much almost like very shortly after.
They were both in the roadway at the same place, almost at the exact same time. At the same time, the cops were coming in the first two. At this point, by the
So I've never listened to the dispatch and this clip together, but I feel like really this one bothers me. I think out of most of the uploads that I've done, this one gets me really gets my wheels spinning because people's perception of time can be off, right? It's totally possible that you could be off by 10, 20 minutes, think it was 1, but it was really 1:30 or it just doesn't make sense that now you gotta ask yourself, is Jody Sue lying about when everybody got there? Who's the housekeeper of dispatch? Huh? Hold on. Who is the housekeeper the dispatch lady's talking about? Gemini Moon, what do you mean? I don't think anyone said housekeeper. Give me a timestamp. Do you have a timestamp on it? give me right where it is and I'll just listen to it on my phone if you can find a timestamp for it. So no clue. I don't know. It might be a different word and it just sounds like housekeeper, but it's worth a check. I'll listen to it. Do you guys think the cops know the truth, that they don't want to tell the public because they don't want problems? Valerie, I think that they've got more problems with her missing than with her found, but that's just me. So you have to take into consideration, okay, she could be off on the time. She could be lying. Or she could be telling the truth. I would put telling the truth at the very bottom of the list because I don't think she's telling the truth. But why would she say that Don arrived home with Andy right in front of him, met up at the same spot in the road, same time, same place with the police, but the police didn't get there till 7:04. From what we know, they got there at 7:04 p.m. Jody is saying they got there at 6:30 with Andy and Don. Jody said the cops out earlier in the day. What if it was one of the cops recently? No, Mama Bear, Mama B, no. I don't think so. Not that I think anyhow. No, can I ask you a question? Where do you come up with that? Like, where do you honestly, tell me your thought process in that? Because did somebody say that to make you think that? Or is it something that you heard? Okay, thanks, Gemini Moon. Thank you. Valerie, because she's protecting her dealing operation and her man. It was enough time for her to stash her sack. But if Don was really an hour away when he called, going by that, he would have never made it home for 6:30, unless he was really right about the 5:30. Remember when he was really caught up about 5:30 p.m.? He thought it was 5:30, not 6:30. So exactly where was Jody Sue when Don, Andy, and the cops arrived? Real Rock and Robin, I guess she was right there down by the road. The way she described it, she's like, Andy pulled up and he kind of knew already, he knew, kind of sort of knew that Summer was missing. Andy made a statement that Jody took the trail cams when she left Ben Hill Road. It makes me wonder why she felt she needed to take them. So I guess it would depend if she bought them. Why wasn't this stuff confiscated? Did they look through any of that stuff? Stephanie, Michelle, I strongly agree with you. Anyone who thinks Summer was abducted by a random person is in serious denial. I would agree. He said he didn't know till he got there. Weird. He thought he called 911 at 5:30. Jody Sue heard a scream at 4:30. Apparently, 2 sheriff's cars seen heading towards Ben Hill at 6:25. Local last, yeah. So I heard about that, but I don't really know what to make of it. So strange. Mama B, I'm just saying it's possible the first responding officer for Jody Sue call tipped off or could have been involved in. You just want to know who the first responding officer was? Is that what you're saying? Okay. Well, we won't know that till we can actually see real solid paperwork. You know what I mean? Hopefully they keep really good documentation. Hopefully their skills are on point with all that. But we won't know about who the first. who was the first responding officer. I have no idea. Has it ever been said? Jody focuses on the third officer. It's always the third one coming in. Not the first or the second. It's always the third. She talks about the third officer all the time. Curious, could the time mix-up be because TW's work site is in a different time zone than home? Well, that's what we thought back in the beginning, Safari Dream. But there's no way because the time zone is like an hour out. Like even from Jonesboro all the way, oh gosh, how far from, I think the time zone, I can tell you how far. Give me a sec. So that, well, maybe someone local in my chat can do it. How far is the time zone change? Anybody know? Like how long of a drive is it? Mama B, Jody called on Dobbs the day before, not the 15th. Yes, Nicole, thank you. Thank you. No, Valerie. What time was dispatch? What time were the 911 calls? Well, we've never seen it. We've never seen it in black and white. But it said 6:23 and 6:26. That's what I've always heard. I've always stuck with 6:26. Some people say 6:20, 6:21. Some people say 6:21, 6:23, 6:26. Some people say 6:30. I've always said 6:26. I think the original is 6:23. But that, I don't know what time truly. I wish I had the exact time. It doesn't make sense if the 911 calls were not until almost 6:30, but Dawn was home by 6:30. Yeah, exactly. Bonnie, that's my issue with all this. The fact that Dawn, according to Jody, now this may be even like a tactic of hers. Who even knows? I need to get another coffee. So this could totally be her trying to throw things off. And she's been doing this forever with all of her lies. So maybe she did that on purpose. Like, oh yeah, Don already was on his way home, but I'm just gonna stick this in here to make it sound like, do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else. Like, why would she say something like this? But on my panel, she didn't think anything of it until afterwards. Do you know what I'm saying? Don kept saying he was home before the cops got there. Right. We all think she does that. Let's not forget Candace she uploaded the picture, yes, at 6:06 p.m. So she did. She uploaded a photo. But I went over that one already, Sheila, I believe, right? Didn't I? I don't even think I did. I don't know. I feel like Dawn took the 15-minute drive to the other county to make the 911 call. It was more than 15 minutes. Right? Hey, Rowena. Where's the screenshot with Jody holding up the SD cards for trail cams? There isn't one. I said that someone needs to take one, though. I wanted somebody to take a picture of that because I've never seen her holding up that bag of SD cards. If that's true, I want to see it.
The time I talked to Andy in the roadway, right there, and he's still in the car after he talks to Candace, but I made sure that he knew what was going on. One of the first cops was already, I believe, pulled back into Simpson back there, and I had eyes on the boys too. So the cops come in, right? I mean, it all collided right there. Andy, Dawn, and the first two cops. And it takes Andy on average, and so that's why I kind of time, but it had to be around 6:30 that the cops, Andy and Don showed up.
Okay. Well, that's helpful a little bit in terms of this story about Don and Candace being on the phone the whole way home from work. Summer, okay, so Candace starts yelling for Summer at 6 o'clock. She calls the police, or Don calls the police at 6:23 or 6:26. I could have sworn it was 6:26, but it doesn't matter. It does matter, but
she was hanging up with Dawn. When I talked to her, she said she was calling the police, and that's kind of how it's super serious.
she called
because I knew with DCS involved, and
she calls the police, or Don calls the police at 6:23 or 6:26. I could have sworn it was 6:26, but it doesn't matter. It does matter, but
she was hanging up with Dawn. When I talked to her, she said she was calling the police, and that's kind of how it was super serious.
So she called
because I knew with DCS involved and the risk she was taking and losing the other kids and other, that her calling the police, that meant it was super dire. But she said she was hanging up and she was calling the police. So
hold up. So I just caught something else, and I don't know if maybe I'm thinking too much into it. You guys let me know. I'm just going to play it back. Listen to this. I don't even want to say what it is. Maybe someone else will pick it up. Just listen to this really quick. Just listen to this one part. Okay, so Candace starts yelling for Summer at 6 o'clock. She calls the police, or Don calls the police at 6:23 or 6:26. I could have sworn it was 6:26, but it doesn't matter. It does matter, but
she was hanging up with Dawn. When I talked to her, she said she was calling the police, and that's kind of how it was super serious.
So she called
because I knew with DCS involved and the risk she was taking and losing the other kids and other, that her calling the police, that meant it was super dire. But she said she was hanging up and she was calling the police.
She said she was hanging up. She said she was hanging up, calling the police. Jody, were you on the phone with Candace? She was hanging up. Or was she hanging up from being on the phone with Don? That's a weird statement to make, even if she's talking about Candace hanging up with Don. Because she said she was hanging up and calling the police. Jason, you got it too? Let's listen to this one more time. Hanging up and calling the police. T-Bray, yep. But they weren't on the phone, right? Losing the rest. Yep. I'm not even, you know what? That's another thing too. But right now I just caught this. I'm so confused now because I didn't hear that the first 17,000 times. Hold on. Six 23 or 6:26. I could have sworn it was 6:26, but it doesn't matter. It does matter, but
she was hanging up with Dawn. When I talked to her, she said she was calling the police, and that's kind of.
She was hanging up with Dawn. When I talked to her, she said she was calling the police. The police, or Don calls the police at 6:23 or 6:26. I could have sworn it was 6:26, but it doesn't matter. It does matter, but
she was hanging up with Dawn. When I talked to her, she said she was calling the police, and that's kind of how it was super serious.
So she called
because I knew with DCS involved and the risk she was taking and losing the other kids, other, that her calling the police, that meant it was super dire. But she said she was hanging up and she was calling the police. So that wouldn't have been but a minute or two after the heels. So somewhere around Yeah, I mean, it didn't take the cops 15, 20 minutes to get in there after the call was made. But if she called him when she told me she was calling him, or she called him at the top of the hill, like she said.
Now she's questioning. So now she questions if Candace called them at the top of the hill or the bottom of the hill. What? How do you not know that? How do you not know that? Hold up. Hold the phone. So Jody says that she was standing, right? Candace was driving down the driveway. That's when Jody saw Candace. So if Jody saw Candace driving down the driveway, clearly Candace was heading out. She wasn't going in, she was heading out. Candace was allegedly on the phone with Don in the car because Jody could hear it coming out her speakers, right? And it was so loud, and she never leaves this part out. Don was so loud, she thought Candace had someone in the car with her. It's so important. Jody says that every single time, that she thought Candace had someone in the car with her, but it was just Don on the phone. I've always thought like it was coming out of the speakers, right? But I don't even know. Was she holding her phone? Was it in the Bluetooth? Like, what? Explain. But she never did. Anyhow, she sees Candace coming down the driveway. She's on the phone with Don. And then she runs into Jody. So you're telling me that you don't know if Candace called the police at the bottom of the driveway or at the top of the driveway. At 6:09, Candace is on the phone with Don. Jody says she sees Candace on the phone with Don. At 6:09. Well, around 6:09. We'll put it around 6:09, 6:10, 6:12, 6:15 even. I don't care. And then what? 15 minutes later, Don just showed up. When did Candace call the police? Candace called the police according to what we have documented from Broadcastify. Now, this isn't Surefire 100, but I mean, it kind of is, but it's not because we're not the law, right? That means that, and I'm not looking at my chat because I'll never be able to keep my head straight. That would mean, Jody, you're a liar. You're a whole lie. Okay, we already know that, but how do you not know where Candace called the police? You had already met up with her. You were standing right in front of her. You were talking to her children, walking with her children, looking for Summer, and paying attention to what everybody else was doing. She knows everything, but she doesn't know if Candace was up on the hill when she called the police or if she was down at the bottom. And somehow, she says Don got home at 6:30, right behind Andy, and the police all came. They all collide all at once. She doesn't know where the 911 call was made. She'd have been there for it. No? Am I not being fair? Please let me know. You know, Jody never said Candace was driving when she came out the driveway. You know what? Looking beyond, that was always a big marker for me, and I asked her about it. She said she was coming down in Candace Harris' truck. She did say, because I made sure to ask about that long ago. Jody too said she was at the bottom of the driveway when she was talking to Don. What the hell is really going on here? Yeah, that's what I want to know, Gemini Moon. And that one part about hanging up and calling the police rubs me right the wrong way. All the way. She said she was hanging up and calling the police like they were on the phone. I don't know. You think I'm being more than fair? Okay, thanks, Nicole. I know Nicole will tell me the truth. I don't want to run away with my own thoughts. I just want to make sure that I'm being fair. Who wants to bet she's watching this right now? She's probably not. She's probably sleeping. She doesn't wake up till like the sun goes down, April. So she's up all night. She does not, that girl does not sleep. And I'm not on her schedule, and I'm not getting on her schedule either. Ever. Which route did Don take to get to Beach Creek Shed to be 10 to 15 minutes away? Well, and he also says he went down to the shed first. So where the hell was she? All right, hold up. So just note these things, okay? If you think that it's important and you want to use anything, you go right ahead. I have no problem with that at all.
You know, I don't understand because they always have the call coming in police well after 6. But she says that she called before she ever left the top of the hill. But when she gets to the bottom, she tells me she's calling the police. And there's a discussion between her and Dawn. So somewhere around, yeah, I mean, it didn't take the cops 15, 20 minutes to get in there after the call was made. But if she called her, she said she was calling the police. And that's kind of how you know it was super
So
serious.
she called.
Because I knew with DCS involved and the risk she was taking and losing the other kids and other, you know, that her calling the police, that meant it was super dire. You know, but she said she was hanging up and she was calling the police. So that wouldn't have been but a minute or two after the hill. So somewhere around, yeah, I mean, it didn't take the cops 15, 20 minutes to get in there after the call was made. But if she called them when she told me she was calling them,
If she called them when she told me she was calling them, what do you mean? Yeah, T, she said she was making sure Summer wasn't still in the creek. That's exactly what she said. Yep, I played that in the very beginning. And T-Spiracy has the clip. So if someone wouldn't mind grabbing that really quick, or I can, it's no problem. T-Spiracy's video of Jody saying, let me go get that. Hold on.
or she called them at the top of the hill, like she said. You know, I don't understand because they always have the call coming in police well after 6. But she says that she called before she ever left the top of the hill. But when she gets to the bottom, she tells me she's calling the police. And there's a discussion between her and Dawn. So who's calling them again? Why? I don't know. I mean, I just know that I hear them say that they called before they left the top of the hill. But yet I heard her hollering for Summer up there and talking to the boys. And then I hear she's obviously on the phone with Dawn coming down. She tells me she's going to get off the phone with Dawn and call the police. So I don't know when the call to the police actually transpired. But, I mean, there's no...
All right, we're going to break this down, okay? That whole big circle she just made again, because this is what Jody Sue does. Or I'm going to rewind just that little part, and I'm going to go through it with you guys so we can really understand what she's actually saying. Because she can't just give you a straight answer. She takes you all around Beach Creek.
Take the cops 15, 20 minutes to get in there after the call was made. But if she called, how you know it was super serious.
So she called.
Because I knew with DCS involved and the risk she was taking and losing other kids and other, you know, that her calling the police, that meant it was super dire. You know, but she said she was hanging up and she was calling the police. So that wouldn't have been but a minute or two after the hill. So someone was super dire. You know, but she said she was hanging up and she was calling the police. So that wouldn't have been but a minute or two after the hill. So
What does that mean? That wouldn't have been but a minute after the hill? What does she mean by that? Does anybody know? She's referencing the hill. That would have been about a minute or so after the hill. Losing the other kids. Yeah, Sage. Candace said she threw her truck in the back of the her truck. She threw her phone in the back of the truck. She had to use her mom's phone because she couldn't use hers. Hey, Moonchild Pink. A minute after she left the hill. What stands out to Nicole? Hold on. The risk she was taking to assume someone wouldn't call the police is odd to me. Nicole, I agree. Let me put that up here. It also implies that Jody knew a lot more about their life, right? If she knew the risk that Candace was making to call law enforcement, there must have been some really, serious things going on that Jody was very much aware of, in my opinion. I knew the risk she was taking to call the police because her daughter was missing. Damn. Who says that? I know that what she means by that is like, what did Jody like think Candace wouldn't call? I don't know. What did Dom put in the shed before joining Ellie at the top of the hill? Who said he put anything anywhere? We don't even have there's questions like this, and I'm not trying to point you out. What you just wrote in my chat, just so you know, it's never been said that Don put anything in the shed. But someone in my chat might see that you wrote that, and they might think that Don put something in the shed because of your comment. Could you not do that? Don't time them out or anything. I'm just saying I really don't want bullshit in the chat is all. We don't know Don put anything in the shed at the bottom of the hill. Do you know what I mean? There's so many lies and rumors already. We don't need to add any more. Could he put something in? There you go. Could he have put something in the shed? Totally. Absolutely. Why did he go down there? I don't know. Says because he saw his boys. But he drove all the way in and said, I saw my boys right here. Maybe that was his routine to stop at the shed first. I'm not sure. Did he put anything? I don't know. Yeah, Jay. Yeah. Or moved it for the sake of it. Oh, okay, thank you, Bridget. Appreciate that. Okay, let me get back to this before I get all off subject and topic. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude to you. Okay. Thank you, One Hot Mess, for being cool about it. I appreciate that.
So somewhere around, it didn't take the cops 15, 20 minutes to get in there after the call was made.
She says it didn't take the cops, 10 to 15, or did she say 15? Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes to get in there after the call was made. Interesting.
She called him when she told me she was calling him. Or she called him at the top of the hill, like she said. I don't understand because they always have the call coming in police well after 6. But she says that she called before she ever left the top of the hill. But when she gets to the bottom, she tells me she's calling the police. And there's a discussion between her and Dawn. So who's calling them again? Why? I don't know. I mean, I just know that I hear them say that they called before I left the top of the hill, but yet I heard her hollering for Summer up. So who's calling them again? Why? I don't know. I mean, I just know that I hear them say that they called before I left the top of the hill.
She says, I hear them say I made the call before I left the top of the hill. Oh my God, I want to slam my head off a friggin' table listening to her. Is torture, insanity. Literally, this is the definition of insanity. Listen to what she says. This is actually very important.
She ever left the top of the hill, but when she just about to call me, but if she called them when she told me she was calling them, or she called them at the top of the hill, like she said, you know, I don't understand because they always have the call coming in police well after 6. But she says that she called before she ever left the top of the hill. But when she gets to the bottom, she tells me she's calling the police. And there's a discussion between her and Dawn. So who's calling them again? Why? I don't know. I mean, I just know that I hear them say that they called before I left the top of the hill. So who's calling them again? Why? I don't know. I mean, I just know that I hear them say that they called before I left the top of the hill. And there's a discussion between her and Dawn. So who's calling them again? Why? I don't know. I mean, I just know that I hear them say that they called before I left the top of the hill. But yet I heard her hollering for Summer up there and talking to the boys. I mean, I just know that I hear them say that they called before I left the top of the hill.
I'm like so thrown off by this one little part. Yes, Lisa. I hear them say they called before I left the top of the hill. What hill? What hill were you on, Jody? Yours or theirs? Listen to what she's saying. Holy shit, I never caught this until just now. This is crazy to me. This is why I like sitting here and listening to you guys, because she legit, she slipped so much into her. You have to listen to her on the daily over and over again to hear this shit. It's the way she talks. She's just flapping her jaws nonstop, but there's so much jam-packed in what she's actually saying. Yeah, before I left the top of the hill. I heard them say they called before I left the top of the hill. Top of what hill, Jody? What hill? Her hill or Donna Candace's hill? What hill was she on? These are the questions we need those who are allowed to chat in Jody's chats to ask. I'm going to call on Dolly Bear because I know Dolly Bear loves Summer. Dolly Bear and I, we haven't talked in a while, but I would like you to ask her what hill she was standing on. If you hear this, let me know.
So who's calling again? Why? I don't know. I mean, I just know that I hear them say that they called before I left the top of the hill. But
so at timestamp 10 minutes and 45 seconds of this Everything Collides, she says this. I'm just going to say it out loud. That way, and I'll put it in the chat too, because I know I want to come back to it later. So 10 minutes and 45 seconds. Sorry, I'm pounding in your ear. Okay. Oh, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you, Shakers Fish Smith. Shakers Fish Smith. Oh my God, you're tongue twisting me over here. It's like a Slithers word, right? Jody calls me Slithers now. The one who owns a snake bigger than my body. Blessings to all. Thank you, hon. Thank you for being here for summer. Thank you for being here for summer. Everybody here is for summer, thankfully. Appreciate that very much. She is legit lying, says Audrey. Everyone needs a whiteboard. Oh, yeah, T-Boy. You could fill up a whole room. So this is a new one that I just caught. I don't know. Has anybody noticed this before me? Maybe I'm like, someone might be out there like she's just noticing this today. Does anybody hear this already? Or did anybody ever point this out? I should probably ask that. I'm sure there's somebody somewhere saying, I can't believe she's just noticing this right now. And this isn't new. Go ahead, Gemini Moon. You can ask her whatever you want, but you're going to get blocked.
Yet I heard her hollering for Summer up there and talking to the boys. And then she's obviously on the phone with Dawn coming down.
So she places Candace and the boys up there on the hill. Listen, I need to listen to this maybe a couple more times. Give me 1 second.
That I hear them say that they called before I left the top of the hill. But yet I heard her hollering for Summer up there and talking to the boys. I mean, I just know that I hear them say that they called before I left the top of the hill. But yet I heard her hollering for Summer up there and talking to the boys. And then I hear she's obviously on the phone with Dawn coming down. She tells me she's going to get off the phone with Dawn and call the police. So I don't know when the call to the police actually transpired. But, I mean, there's no way that the police call would have been made at 6:20 something and them getting there around 6:30. And I know that had to be the time that Andy came in because I know what it takes him to get there. That's why I went ahead and headed down, so, and I know how long it would have taken me kind of to get.
No, you don't know, Jody. You don't know. Because the police did not get there 4 minutes after they called Summer in missing, or 5 minutes, or 10 minutes even. So you don't know. Here she sits saying, and I know because this is how long it takes Andy to get home, or I know because I sent this text message. You don't know, but you seem to know everything else. It's so convenient how you have this lapse in your memory and you know for sure all the things that just aren't true, right?
Get to that point in the road looking the way I was, and my neighbor. So, it's, for me, it's around 6:30 where everybody kind of collides at once. I think that call to police had to be made well before it, because there's no way they're getting in there in 5 or 6 minutes.
Nope. That's one thing I'll agree with her on. There's no way they're getting in there within 5 or 6 minutes unless they're on Beach Creek Road, right? I mean, clearly. Then, yeah, that would be totally understandable. If a cop was in the area and someone called and they showed up because they were in the area, then, yeah, it would be possible, right? But if they're coming from Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, or out wherever, no, they're not getting in there in 5 or 6 minutes, which means that I was right when I called her out on, well, what do you mean? Dawn was there only minutes after the police were called to find Summer, and she completely changed the subject. She did not want to discuss that. How would she know you can see into the Wells windows after the tree trimming was done if she wasn't lurking and stalking that property? Grace Green, where did she say she could see? Oh, didn't she just say that recently? I remember that vaguely. Yes. She said, obviously, she was on the phone coming down the hill. Why, obviously? Oh, I didn't catch that, obviously. Audrey, good catch. Thank you for paying attention to that kind of stuff. Yes, one hot mess, correct. That's what Dawn said. So according to Dawn, a police officer was heading toward Ben Hill Road, and the police officer told Dawn, now this came from Dawn, that the police officer told Dawn that there was a yellow car speeding away as they were driving in. That came from Dawn originally. I'd be curious to really know a little bit more about that. I don't even like going into her streams because she knows you're in there. Huh? What do you mean? How does she know you're in there? Who cares? I watch her on and off in doses, small doses. I can't do this and listen to her nonstop. It will drive me crazy. Don't cop cars have dash cams. So Cheesecake Mafia, I don't know how Hawkins County runs, but I do not believe that they have body cams there. I don't think that they even have that. I don't think that Hawkins County has body cams at all. So dash cams, I would hope so. I mean, I have one and I'm not a police officer. Why wouldn't they have dash cam? I would hope that they would all have those. So maybe those would be useful, but what would they really be useful for? To show us their police officers driving to the scene, right? That would be something I think that they would look over if they have dash cams to see who was driving by them on the other side of the road and things like that, or what it looked like to them driving in. Where exactly was Jody when the cop pulled up? Because she knew where they were at. She said that they were watching the boys from Simpson. She said they were parked on Simpson watching the boys. But anyway, back to what I was just saying was, all right, so Jody says she heard Candace up on the hill with the boys. She heard Candace calling for Summer, and she heard Candace talking to the boys. Then she had it come down the driveway on the phone with Dawn. No, Dudley has a yellow Xterra, so, but no, that's an SUV. No, Dawn's at a 4-door car.
Especially not 2 of them. Not gonna happen. But it was a good response time no matter when they were called that day. Trust me.
Mary says, Dawn steps. Mary says, wait, I'm confused. She said she heard Donnie telling Candace on the phone, you're telling me that someone took my baby. Then 10, 15 minutes later, Donnie arrives. Here's Mary. She's like, hold up. I've got questions. So Mary's in my chat at the time asking, what do you mean? Because you just said he just found out and 15 minutes later he's home. Yes, Mary's 100% on the money, right? 609, 610. She's listening to, no, Jody, your timeline doesn't even add up, because now you've included possibly being on their hill. Yeah, she says, trust me. No, Jody, no, ma'am. Did she say trust me? Yikes. The story of where the boys were, the what did I do, where she searched, all changed over time, back and forth. Dawn first, then Andy first, then Dawn. Sage Sleuth, yes, she does change up all the time. Yeah, what did you do? What did you do? Just like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. What did you do? And I'm sorry, I didn't know. Are like, I don't know, parallels for me. I always, if I hear her say, I'm so sorry, I didn't know, I always think of what did you do? Because she also says it the same way. So when she says, and this is just my own mental note, and it might not mean anything, but when Jody says, after she met up with Candace and she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I heard this earlier and I didn't know. She also says it the same exact way that she describes Candace saying to the boys, what did you do? What did you do? Anybody else feel the same? Free falling, I've been noticing your comments a lot lately, and I really do like you. That's what she says, chasing truth. She heard her talking to the boys, same boys who were at the creek. Yeah. You want to hear it one more time? Hawkins County also have body cams. Federal government grant, would love to see that footage. Real Rock and Robin, I don't believe they do. I don't believe I don't believe that Hawkins County Sheriff's Office has body cams, do they? I don't know. I can't speak on it, but I didn't think that they did. Okay, so let me play this one more time because I'm going to have to go soon. So there's only like a minute left, which is perfect timing, but this is something to note. Stick it in your back pocket. You don't have to make a big deal about it or anything crazy like that. And I'll drop the dispatch audio again for you guys. I'll put it in the chat so you can have it. Now, let's see. I'm going to back it up just a little bit.
So who's calling them again? Why? I don't know. I mean, I just know that I hear them say that they called before I left the top of the hill. But yeah, I heard her hollering for Summer up there and talking to the boys. And then I hear she obviously on the phone with Dawn coming down. She tells me she's gonna get off the phone with Dawn and call the police. So I don't know when the call to police actually transpired. But I mean, there's no way that the police call would have been made at 6:20 something and them getting there around 6:30. And I know that had to be the time that Andy came in because I know what it takes him to get there. That's why I went ahead and headed down, so, and I know how long it would have taken me kind of to get to that point in the road looking the way I was, and my neighbors. So, it's, for me, it's around a 6:30 where everybody kind of collides at once. I think that call to police had been made well before it because there's no way they're getting in there in 5 or 6 minutes. Especially not 2 of them. Not going to happen. But there was a good response time no matter when they were called that day. Trust me.
Mary says, Mary says, wait, I'm confused. She said she heard Donnie calling Candace on the phone. You're telling me that someone took my baby, then 10, 15 minutes later, Donnie arrives? ? This is what I'm trying to put together too, Jody. So if we could just put our heads together for just a moment, I want to go back through with
I'd
you.
say it took me a good 20 minutes after that point to get there.
20 minutes after about, like, in your...
At that point, yeah, like, I mean, it was 6:30-ish that they all had to collide at that point.
Mary says, Don Steps ? This is what I'm trying to put together too, Jody. So if we could just put our heads together for just a moment, I want to go back through with
I'd say
you
it took me a good 20 minutes after that point to get there.
20 minutes after about like in your
Because at that point, yeah, like I mean, it was 6:30 ish that they all had to collide at that point at the end of Ben Hill. At the same time, it was cops, Andy, Don. I mean, it had to be around 6:30 mark for me in my own head.
okay. Flower power, you're funny. Elizabeth K, what time was it when Candace sent the boys to the creek? We don't know. Has it been verified that DCS was involved at that time? How did Jody Sue know that? Squire, so honestly, no, this is the thing. The only time that Children and Family Services has spoken out was to say that they were involved in, I don't want to say this wrong because it's been a long time. I believe they made a statement publicly saying that they were involved in the investigation. And I want to say that was around, oh, geez, I don't even know the date. I'm not even going to try to guess. It was so long ago. We have not have any proof. I mean, people speak very certainly about it. I believe absolutely they were involved, but have I seen paperwork proving so? No. Do you know what I mean? So we can sit here and say, yeah, Department of Children and Family Services was involved. I've never seen any paperwork, you know what I mean? So I just try to be careful. For myself, I try to be careful. That's all. I say 99.9%. If the cops even listen to her. Yeah, no care, Alicia. Like, what if they've written her off like just a Looney Tune? And that's just the saddest thing in the world to me. Yeah, T, there's so many different possibilities. Why did Dawn make that secret call to What are you talking about, Snuggle? What secret call? What secret call are you talking about? Beach Lady says, Candace called Don. He said, call 911. Candace threw a phone in the back of Don's truck to use Granddad's phone for Wi-Fi. Bullshit, I call. What sticks with me is DW speaking on CW's friends. Yes, Tibori, I agree. Snuggle post, what secret call did Don make to? Are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I wonder if Don called 911 in Sullivan County. Well, isn't Jonesboro in Washington County? He would have had to make the phone call from Jonesboro where he was at work, right? Hey, Queen Bee. Good morning, girl. I'm about to get off here, actually. So good to see you. Guys, if you're not subbed to Queen Bee, make sure you are. Let me drop her link. She's always got good stuff over there. I'm going to put it there in chat. Washington County. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Nicole. Here's Queen Bee's link. There you go, guys. I don't believe they've written her off. I believe they're just letting her talk. And they know a hell of a lot more than we do. I love your comment, Chrissy. I hope so. I hope so. Plus, it's so hard to listen to her. They have so few cops who has the time to listen to her. We'd be surprised. The FBI certainly has plenty of people that have time to listen, but it depends on how, whatever they're onto. Who knows? I have to keep hope for summer, but I have been losing hope again lately, and I don't like it. And listening to the dispatch audio made me really emotional, like immediately. emotional. I hate that. Hey, Zip. Zippity doodah. Thought it was one of them. I believe DW called the Hawkins Sheriff's non-emergency line. That would have been the smartest thing to do. If Don didn't call 911 and he called the sheriff's office, he was very smart to do so, in my opinion, because he got right through. Do you know what I mean? He didn't have to bypass any kind of calling from a different county. And maybe he was like, oh, I need to call directly there because if I call 911, it's going to send me to whatever. Maybe Jody Sue can say what time she saw the boys. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. She's got 3 different stories about that day. So at least 3 different stories. Don said he tried to speak to the eldest privately during a visit. I can't remember where he said it, but I heard it. The only thing I remember Don saying was that he was not allowed to discuss Summer with his boys. But I never heard about like a secret phone call or anything like that. I could be completely wrong, but I believe that was about him talking about her case to the boys, that he was not allowed to discuss Summer with his boys. If I'm wrong, sorry. I don't know anything other than that. Chasing. So she's saying police are wrong and Summer wasn't reported missing at 6:30. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, man. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up for the day. I got to go. I have things to do. Don't even know what I'm cooking for dinner. Don't even know if I feel like cooking dinner. I cook every night. I'm kind of tired of it. Maybe I'll get pizza tonight. I'll come back soon. I might put a video together later. I'm not sure, but leave comments if you want to underneath this. And anything that you need, just let me know. And you can email me. I've been reading emails. So thank you to everyone who came in here today and listened. And I know that it's like the same, truly like the same group of people really listening. And I just want you to know that I appreciate it, that you're still here all this time later, because it's been over a year and the same people still show up for Summer every single time. I appreciate you guys so much. Catch you later. Bye, everybody.